Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Upasana Gosalia, founder and head dental surgeon at iSmile Dental Clinic in Mumbai. Some of you have heard about oil pulling and are just intrigued by it and thus have landed on this video to know a bit more about it in detail. So oil pulling is a traditional age-old practice. It is Ayurveda recommended too, not just for a beautiful smile, but also to stay healthy and fit in general. And we are going to be talking all about it in this video today. As most of you would already be aware that our mouth hosts a lot of germs like bacteria, fungi, etc., which pose a threat not just to our oral health and hygiene, but also to our overall and general health. And thus, the practice of oil pulling came into existence because, as we all know, oils are great cleansers. They have potential antibacterial and antiseptic properties as well. So we're going to be talking all there is to know about oil pulling, how does it work, what are the benefits, and how to effectively practice it at home. But before we do that, let me take a moment and thank all my viewers and subscribers who've been sending me so much love. Thank you. And for those of you who are new to my channel, please do subscribe and do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates and notifications. So first, let's begin by understanding how do you perform this practice of oil pulling and what is the best time to do it. So remember, this is the first thing that you're doing after you get up, the number one practice in your oral hygiene regime. And the right technique to perform oil pulling is take a tablespoon of the oil. It could be any oil of your choice. Very soon in the video, I'm going to be discussing my favorite and what my recommendations would be. So this oil that you take has to be put in your mouth, almost a big tablespoon of it, and you will be swishing it all around in your mouth and leaving it in your mouth for at least 10 minutes. I know that it's something initially you might feel it's gross or it's really too much to take. Having oil in your mouth and that too for 10 minutes altogether, it does seem a little too much. So in order to make the practice more acceptable and to get used to it, I just follow the simple trick of distracting myself. Try to engage yourself in some other activity while you're doing the oil pulling. Don't just stand there in the bathroom in front of the sink. Those 10 minutes will really seem like 30 or more. It's going to be very difficult to do it, and you'll soon quit it because you'll feel it's too much. But rather distract yourself, do something alongside while you're doing the oil pulling. You can just do things like start making your breakfast or tea, scroll through your emails, or just engage in some household chores, and 10 minutes will be done in a jiffy, and you'll get used to this beautiful technique very soon. An important tip that I want to share with all of you is please do not swallow this oil while you're doing the oil pulling. This oil literally draws out all the toxins and the dirt and bacteria from your mouth, and we do not want it entering into your system via your stomach. So please refrain from swallowing it. And even after your 10 minutes are done, make sure that you've removed and spit out everything which is present in your mouth. Sometimes you might feel that little stickiness or some oil is still there in your mouth. In that case, just use some lukewarm water to rinse off all the excess and the remnants and make sure that all the toxins are washed away and nothing is left over. Once this is done, you can start with your routine oral hygiene care regime, which is your brushing, flossing, etc. But very, very important, please do maintain and keep this sequence. It has to start with oil pulling, followed by brushing, flossing, and whatever else you want to carry on in your day afterwards. Please do not change the sequence. It has to be in this manner alone if you want to gain all the multiple benefits it holds. Now, the obvious next question which arises is which is the best oil to be used or which I would recommend. My personal favorite that I use myself is virgin cold pressed coconut oil. For me, coconut oil really works and I prefer it because it has multiple benefits. It's an antiseptic and an anti inflammatory. And let's face it, alongside it also has a very palatable taste. It is slightly more acceptable. But apart from coconut oil, if you guys want options, I would say sesame oil or olive oil is also great. So you can choose from any of these, whichever is easily available to you or whichever you find more acceptable as per your taste buds. With coconut oil, it's an anti-inflammatory and an antibacterial agent. So what it does is it will take care of all the bad bacteria present in your mouth, which is giving you all these problems of cavities, gum inflammation, and whatnot. For those of you who really like this idea and you'll want to take your oil pulling game to the next level, I would recommend to add a few drops of any essential oil which is known to be antiseptic and anti-inflammatory. Two of my recommendations would be peppermint oil or cinnamon oil. Please remember just to add one or two tiny drops of this essential oil into the oil spoon that you're going to be using for oil pulling. Just add it right before you're pulling. Don't add it, make a fresh batch, is what I'm trying to say. Don't have a bottle which already has the essential oils mixed into it. You could keep the bottle separate and just add a drop into your spoon before you're going to be practicing the oil pulling. By doing this, you actually get benefits of both of these things together. The essential oil also has anti-inflammatory properties, and so does the oil that you're using for oil pulling. And together, this combination not just works wonders, but believe me, the essential oils will make this entire process so much more acceptable because the taste will be so much better. Peppermint and cinnamon, obviously, they're going to add flavor to your oil, so this will kind of help you to get started with the procedure and plus also have double the benefits. But please restrict yourself and just add a drop or two. Do not overdo it because sometimes using excessive essential oils has known to kind of give you burning sensation in the mouth. It could also alter your taste buds. So just refrain from using too much. Just a drop in a spoonful is more than what is required. This is sufficient. So now that we've spoken all about how to do oil pulling and what is the best oil, etc., let's understand what benefits this technique holds. You'll be surprised to know that oil pulling, it has so many benefits. And mind you, I'm not just talking about the mouth and oral cavity. This is great for your overall general health and well-being as well. Oils are a great aid to reduce internal inflammation and stress in the body, and these things are further responsible for so many more diseases. The underlying cause of multiple diseases today is internal inflammation and stress, and oil pulling helps us in dealing with both. Plus, it is known to boost the immune system. By this, I'm saying lesser chances of allergies, better gut health, better skin, so much more. Some studies have also shown that regular oil pulling has reduced the chances or it helps in preventing heart diseases as well. Plus, some studies that I have read also say that it's an aid in weight loss. So, when you're supplementing oil pulling along with your other techniques, when you're using it as an adjunct along with your exercising, diet, all of that, weight loss tends to be easier and smoother, is what they're saying. So, why not, right? I mean, it's such a simple and effective technique and it has so many benefits that I just listed. So, why don't you start it? And of course, from an oral perspective, the benefits are multifold. Oil pulling basically produces antioxidants in your mouth, and these oxidants are further in turn responsible for keeping your bacteria and microorganism level in the mouth under check. And when the bacteria levels are under check, you get so many multiple benefits from better gum health to lesser cavities, and you also stay away from so many nasty oral infections. Oil pulling has been a blessing when it comes to some of my patients who are having a hard time dealing with bleeding gums, bad breath issues, etc. Despite coming in for their regular sessions of teeth cleaning, I would say every 6 months, they had been very meticulous about this. But even then, they complained that in between, in those 6 months, they did have some bleeding gum problems, bad breath kept coming on and off. So when we started the practice of oil pulling, both of these issues were controlled and under check so much better, and they're all in love with this technique. I'm sure you guys will love it too. It's just a very simple, small little thing to be added to your oral care regime, but believe me, it works wonders. You'll only thank me later. Just start doing it, and you will see how you have beautiful pink gums, lesser instances of cavities, lesser visit to the dentist. I know I'm saying this, but trust me, it's true. And if you're somebody who's suffering from chapped lips and dry mouth, this also really helps with that. Now, having listed all these benefits, one very important thing to keep in mind here is do not expect it to show results immediately and on the first day. It's not like you started doing it today and bang, in a week time you're going to see all the difference and it's all going to be nice and healthy. This technique works wonders, but it is very slow, so you have to give it time. You'll have to do it at least for a couple of months to even start seeing that little bit of difference in your oral care and your general health. And once you start seeing those differences, it doesn't mean that you have to give it up already. You have to continue and keep doing it. So I would say, if you want long term benefits, why not do it for a year? And if you are somebody who has really liked this idea and this has nicely been integrated into your oral care regime and you want to continue it even for life, there's absolutely no side effects. It only and only has got so many advantages and absolutely no disadvantages. So please go ahead and do it. Take it to the next level, add your essential oils, and make this a game changer when it comes to your oral hygiene. So that's all about oil pulling, guys. I hope I've inspired you all to at least begin with this technique. Let's see whether it works for you or no. Let me know in the comments below. So if there is anything else, like maybe you're like using some other oils, maybe adding another technique to your oral care regime, something else that has worked for you, please let me know in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys. You'll already know. And like I say always, stay healthy and keep smiling.